NASDAQ hourly chart. And where are we at here? 8 a.m. So we have this big wick here on the hourly chart. Trying to figure out what this is here. I'll bring it back up in a second. Body to low, and I have the gradients in here. Okay, so we can see to midpoint, which is consequent encroachment of a wick or tail. For your notes, I failed to mention this earlier. I apologize for the folks that don't know. I treat every one of these tails and wicks, I treat them the same way as I do with a gap. Okay, the algorithm refers to that area as a inefficiency or a gap, so it's treated the same way. Midpoint is consequent encroachment, and if we are looking at this wick here or tail, the low for maintaining bullishness would be consequent encroachment, which was 15,054.5. So as long as price does not close below that, everything stays bullish. The best scenario for continuation on the upside would be from the high of the wicks or the tail here down to consequent encroachment. Look at the bodies respecting the upper quadrant of this entirety of this tail. There's the upper percentage of it, or quarter of it. Look where the bodies are stopping. The wicks do the damage. So when I'm watching price, I don't have a fib on the wicks. I'm looking at it, okay? And I'm just eyeballing it, roughing it like this. When you're watching me do executions, when I'm reading price action live, candle by candle by candle, and I may not go into the details like this, I'm looking at that and saying, okay, roughly that's about half. And then what's half of that to the upside? We're about here. And I'm watching these candles as it happens. In this instance, or anything similar to it, are the bodies stopping at or real close to the upper quarter or half? If we start seeing a body going down into the 50% or consequent encroachment and starts going lower, or a close rate on the consequent encroachment, that's a warning sign to me. I'm thinking, okay, this is probably going to give up the ghost and go lower. But simply because these two lows here are in close proximity, that's not enough to warrant that this drop here is going to keep on going. I'm looking at all these tails and I'm measuring the willingness of the bodies to close and or open at their respective either the quarter percent or half. It's consequent encroachment or the upper quadrant. Not wanting to see the lower quadrant ever being revisited. And we're not seeing that here. And the market does, in fact, tear up higher. So it's one of those things I'm using and utilizing while I'm reading price and tape reading with you all, or if I'm watching price on Twitter and I'm calling things out. I'm looking at all these things and weighing it all out.